I step in on my back. Them lies will come to light. That's why I speak them facts. I'm on my Queen Latifah. I'm bringing you the flavor. I have him hooked on my style, even if he's a player. Put salt and pepper on the steak, I take it, man.
We're just sick of being called racist just because we're white. It doesn't matter how good we treat anyone. I can only imagine the frustration that a person would go through being labeled something that they're not. A lot of white Americans are fed up and they're tired. They feel like their existence is offensive to black people.
This video is cute. Point number 1. Most blacks that speak up for white people are actually anti-black. Their mindset has been programmed, warped, and manipulated to believe that white people have done nothing in history wrong to people of color. These type of people will go out of their way to sound like slave owners. They are anti-black as it can get. Point number 2. Most black people do not call white people racist just because their color of their skin. That is exactly what's happened to us. So why would we discriminate and do the same exact thing? Most of the time when black people find you racist, it's because of something you did or agree with that is racist and discriminatory. I think she's talking about niggas. We don't like niggas either.
Indian Removal Act, the Red Summer of 1919. Compromise of 1877. Made blacks believe in the heaven with a white Jesus, but a dark prescription in the Bible scripture. This book says, St. Dr. King, you love to quote the black people who violent, so your government found guilty.
God made us all. God don't see color. You're not getting into heaven because you're black. Like that. That's not how that goes. I am upset when somebody calls me a liar. Like, I get mad if somebody call me a liar. They call me anything that I'm not. That pisses me off. But it's like, imagine not being able to defend yourself and say, this is not what I am. I'm not this. Oh, no, you are because your ancestors enslaved my ancestors.
Point number 3. Most black people do not have a superiority complex. We do not think simply because the color of our melanin we are better than the rest of the world. That's someone else. I'll read you a couple of the definitions between superiority complex and inferiority complex, and you'll see who it applies to. Exaggerated sense of self-worth and importance, often accompanied by feelings of entitlement, may involve boasting, belittling others, and a tendency to dismiss their opinions, may be a way of compensating for real or imagined feelings of inferiority, and they can damage relationships and create a negative atmosphere. Now, does it not sound like the typical Caucasian and European American? Feelings of inadequacy, insecurity, and a belief in one's own worthlessness may involve withdrawal, seeking validation from others, and a fear of failure, may stem from childhood experiences, physical or mental limitations, or social experiences. Is that not typical black Americans?
None of y'all black people been slaves. None of y'all. Y'all never picked cotton. None of y'all. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. It is an excuse for you to act like a fucking idiot. That's all it is. Y'all don't give a shit about that, though. Y'all don't care about the examples that you set for your kids. Children do not see color. They play with anybody. That's fun.
Point number 4. You are still using that weak slavery argument.
You weren't a slave. I didn't own any slaves. My family didn't participate in slavery. I don't have white privilege. I don't get anything just because I'm white. I wish I could use the race card.
You use that as a way to deflect and minimize the atrocities of slavery and discrimination and economic disparity in this country's history. It's weak. You can do better than that, baby. Point is this: no one should be discriminated against because of their color, their political views, their religion, their race, or their social class. However, because that has happened so often in this particular country, until we learn true American history and have honest conversations, we will continue to run into this negative cycle that actually does affect us all in the end. So, treat everybody the way you want to be treated. That's the way I live.
Richard, first of all, would not have taken his own life and leave me behind. And I'm not bragging, I'm telling you what I know.
For some odd reason, Aunt Jean is just mean.
Just look.
No spirit. Her spirit is mean. Like,
Really?
And she held on so many grudges from I don't know how long ago.
Yeah, because if Uncle Chuck's saying that he might have had 10 plus children,
But over time she kept getting
that could turn into a lot of resentment for any woman.
I told him, I said, that's the lady that did something to your uncle.
I was like, man, my Jane ain't did
You
nothing.
hear that, Gary? She said he was poisoned. So whatever happened, it was ingested.